Well, I've come up to the Post Office headquarters and talking with Simon and Julie, who were here only a few weeks ago on the day of the first strike. We're obviously going to come to what's in the papers in a moment, but can we just talk about that as a starter? The 2 days, you didn't give a service out, did you? You didn't get any post delivered to people's houses. It didn't happen. I mean, you gave a bit of a service here, but it wasn't a full service.
We provided the service that we advised our customers that was in our contingency plans, so that service was delivered, and that was priority mail, and we achieved that, and also all of the collections were done, and the mail did leave the island on the plane at night. So
that's especially hopeful, was it? That's what you expected?
Yes, yeah, we achieved what we hoped for. We had a number of staff in helping support that, and all the board. I actually came in myself, and it was actually good to be down in the mailroom, seeing the processes that are in place. So.
And the amount of people outside here and around, was that what you were expecting to see?
Yes, more or less. So we probably had in the order of 100 people that came in on the 2 days. As the chairman said, we cleared all of the parcels we expected to, so priority mail. And we did what we call sequencing, which is preparing the mail to go out on the Saturday when the workmen were back in the office. So overall, it was a good result.
Okay. At the end of the day, it's not good that it got to this stage in the first place, right? I mean, this is what it's all about. Where are we up to? I mean, this is we could go through all these points which were made in the papers. You're reducing the service of letter delivery from 6 to 5 days based on a tiny 3% response to a public consultation. Response?
That was one of the highest public consultation responses that the islands had. So I think we were, behind abortion and the steam packet. So from a public point of view, that was a good response. I think we could all play with figures and percentages.
And what about 12% reduction in postal workers? Is that a fact or fiction or mixing numbers up or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I mean the post office is loss making, so we have a strategy basically to get us back to a break-even position in the next 5 years. So we've got a raft of proposals to actually create efficiencies, to create growth, and deliver that a sustainable model for the post office in the future. So there are efficiency opportunities. Reducing the letter delivery frequency from 6 to 5 days is one of those opportunities, and that will create some headcount savings unless there's other work that grows elsewhere. And we would look to follow a standard redundancy policy that's been agreed by the unions already. So.
There was a thing in Tynwald about a 3-day postal week, and you got into a bit of a spat with your colleague, didn't you, from Monken? I mean, what was the outcome of that? Were you ever going to looking at the 3 days, or was that?
No, that certainly wasn't the intention of the post office. Obviously, we look at postal volumes and we see what, obviously, efficiencies, effectiveness, and with regards to the strategy going forward, we've suggested a 5-day working week for the current postal volumes.
So it's never going down further than that.
No, I mean, we're aware of other postal operators globally that have gone to 3 days. I mean, the decline in letters is irreversible. That's going to continue. But where we are now in terms of volumes, we anticipate that 5 days is appropriate.
And are you cutting the salaries down? Because again, it's got this thing, cutting current postal workers' pay by between 4 and 12%.
Can I just say, as also in terms of redundancies, we're not planning any compulsory redundancies. We don't expect that to be the case.
Okay, but are you going to reduce the pay?
So we've gone through a process with an independent, recognised business to create a new role structure within the business. So there wasn't a structure previously updated for 23 years, so we're now putting that in place. That gives us a structure that we can now make sure we've got the right career paths in place, succession planning, training programmes. So that's a really good basis. It also allows us to compare pay across roles, equivalent roles. So we've done that with Isle of Man government sector, PSC, sort of a local consistent sort of industry, and UK public sector and logistics sector. So we've got a baseline now for a new pay structure.
Are you cutting their pay?
So for the existing posties, they get a basic pay which is not going to be reduced. So there's no intention to reduce basic pay of the posties. Some of the post workers receive allowances. Now, some of those are inequitable, and in other words, they're not consistent across the business. So we're looking to buy out those allowances.
So new workers will get less money because there'll be a new contracts. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there'll be a new terms for new starters contracts. Yes, in some areas. Sorry, I should say in some areas. Basically, this is a new pay structure that's going to be competitive in the marketplace. So some roles will move up, some will be above the new pay structure, but then new entrants will come in that pay band.
The thing to stress there, Paul, is that it's not going to impact on any of the current workforce from that basic pay point of view.
But
Their
new
pay
workers
will
will
stay the same.
£8,184, right? This is what they're saying. Well, again, I'm just going through these numbers.
Yeah. Sorry, there are a number of inaccuracies in
right?
that.
What is a postman going to start on?
That don't reflect the ongoing negotiation. So what we need to close down the job evaluation process so everyone understands the grade they're at, and then we'll enter negotiations with both unions on the pay structure. And we've already sort of said to both unions, when we get into that discussion, we're very open to an independent review. So it's not just our view of what's an appropriate benchmark.
Okay, we've got lots more to talk about, so we're going to have a part 2 of this coming up.